Quilters, it's Kenzie from the Sewing Palace in Helena, Montana. This month's subscription box is giving us whimsical Halloween vibes. I am a big fan of cute Halloween, so using this Hey Pumpkin charm pack, it's So Charmed pattern by Villa Rosa Designs. This pattern is 19 by 48. It uses a half yard of background fabric and a third yard of binding. Use this 5-inch charm pack to make this project, or you can pull from your stash to use the charm and you only need a half a yard of background. So Charmed by Villa Rosa Designs. You'll need a 1/4 inch foot. I like the 97D. Pair of scissors. I used glue, baste it. It is temporary basting glue. I really like this one because it has 2 sides to apply it. A fine tip side, or I can use it if I want to gob it and goob it onto things. So I really like this applicator, but as long as you have something that you actually need the fine tip point. And then this I used to press my seams open. Because of the curvature on top here, that is what it really helps for. Read your pattern for the cutting instructions. I am separating my charm back into separate piles. That way I can figure out which ones I want to use and which ones I will save for a different project. So that is what you see me doing here. Then you'll cut your background fabric according to what your pattern instructs. Binding I am saving till later. We're going to start with the center blocks. So we have our center pieces, and let's sew the background, smaller pieces on each side of the fabric. And then you see me here pressing it. I'm going to press it towards the background fabric. And then you'll do the same thing with the longer background pieces. Don't worry about your fabrics being directional, because you will end up turning and flipping the blocks different ways in the table runner. Center blocks are done. I'm going to set those to the side, and we will start working on our border pieced strips. I am laying out my pieces, making sure that I like the ones next to each other. I am being a little bit picky. You can either make it scrappy and pick one and sew it together, or you can kind of lay it out here like I am, making sure that I have the pinks and the oranges, blacks, whites, not really next to each other. And I'm not really caring about the direction of the fabric, because I want the table runner to be read from both sides of the table. So I will make 2 piles of different strips, and you'll see me do that here. have my two piles, let's chain piece these together. I am making sure to line up the two cut edges with each other. Then when I lay the next fabric on it, I will line up the jagged edges together. That way I keep my 1/4 inch seam allowance consistent. I'm pulling two fabrics from the top of the deck of each pile so I can sew them together and keep them in order. So I will sew the first one first and then the second one. Once they are done, I will add fabric 3 to each and then so on and so forth. Moving right along. Now let's press the seam. I am using this wooden clapper with a curve on top of it. It is a woolly material on the curve so you can press on it, and I'm going to use it to press the seams open. I like the curve because it's really easy to slide my fingernail in, open the seam, and then the iron will do the rest. It makes it really easy, really simple to press seams open. This clapper is 11 inches long, so it's nice for almost all blocks to press seams open. And I am not speeding up this video, this is real speed. Finishing the pressing, I will turn the entire strip over to press from the right side. I like to give the fabric a good press from both sides of the fabric. But because we pressed it, the seam's open, it's going to lay really flat, really nice and pretty, giving it a good press. You can use best press if you like to use best press. I found that I didn't really need it, all that it wasn't that necessary for this step. Time to sew the center blocks together. Following extra attention to where your background pieces are with that center block, making sure that that center block is further to the left, then their next one would be further to the right, while also lining up the different thick widths of the background piece, as you see me pointing to along this video. It really gives the illusion that the table runner is bouncing back and forth with that center block. Don't forget to press your seams. I pressed them to one side. Next, let's piece the two border pieces. I have glue. I really like this Baste It applicator because of the skinny side that lays a nice line. The other side is bigger, so it's nice if I need to goop on some glue on something. And it is temporary. Just wash it or dab some water on it and it will go away. I'm going to apply it onto the background fabric using the nice thin line so it lays within my 1/4 inch seam. So I'm just going to go about 10 or so, 12 inches or so. Make a line and then lay the border piece right on it, top of it, making sure that the raw edges are lined up. Then I will go over with an iron to set the heat with the glue. So now they are stuck together. When you are applying the glue, make sure you don't apply a lot of glue so it doesn't seep out of your 1/4 inch seam. But it's okay if it does. It is washable, and we all know that our table runners we will end up washing at some point. Or if you just dab it with some glue from a Q-tip, the glue will just pick right up. I'm going to do that on both sides of the center block, lining the border pieces on. I do like to use glue when I am sewing all borders because sometimes I feel like clips or pins, I don't want to pin or clip every single inch so the fabric doesn't shift on me. And when you are sewing borders on your quilts, you need to make sure that you have your fabrics not shifting as you're sewing so it stays square. The other advantage to gluing is you don't have to pin or clip. So as you see, I'm sewing along this seam. There is no clips, no pins that I have to take out. It makes for a smoother seam as I'm sewing down these borders. Here it is. And that is our So Charmed table runner all finished, or at least the top is done. All you have to do is quilt it or bring it into the shop and we will quilt it for you. On our long arm, it would be so fun to quilt it with lines or little pumpkin design. That would just be super cute. Thank you so much for joining me in making this project. I love how the hay pumpkin fabrics are just adorable. They're whimsical, cute, and perfect for my Halloween this year. Just in time to put it out. It's cute, spooky, and perfect. If you are a subscription box member, I can't wait to see what your version looks like. So be sure to share it on your social media and tag The Sewing Palace. If you are not a subscription member, that is okay. This is a perfect time to join and you will get all of the materials that you need and the fun way to make and use up your stash. If you are not, that is okay. You can participate by pulling stuff out of your stash. I would love to see what your finished projects are. So post it on your social media and tag The Sewing Palace Bernina. I'll put it on the page here. Every month you will get more tutorial videos. So stay tuned for next month. Thank you so much for joining me and have a wonderful